how to create a job for yourself and build your own life and financial strength independent of anyone. Market. Hi, my name is Abel, and you're about to get an insight into some of my secrets that have kept me improving on so many aspects of my life after banking, and especially, please note, especially when people who were really close thought all was already gone for me. I like to share the story because I want to inspire some of you out there who have given up on yourselves and the things that really matter to you. I'm also promising you today that though I may not be able to come to your house directly and change things for you, but of course, if you stick with me here, there will be a way out. Now, to do this, I need to share a background story with you. I've talked about this over and over, but I want you to pay attention. It all started on the first day of October 2012 while on my way to an NPR session. On that trip, it was raining heavily, and sincerely, I don't know how I did what I am about to share with you, even though it's been on my mind for over 2 years while working with the bank. All I know is that on that day, in the evening to be precise, I did something that changed my entire life journey. And I want you to pay attention. Now, while on my way to the meeting, I pulled over under the Kefi Bridge and picked up my iPad from the back seat of my car, and I began to type. After typing this long message, I sat there confused in the car while it was raining heavily with some chilled breeze coming from the AC of my car. Now, guess what I was doing? I was contemplating. But you know what? I didn't have a choice but to do what I did. Now, this is important too. One of the greatest fears of mine is the wall of uncertainties. We're always scared because we are never sure of tomorrow. That's what was going through my mind while in that car and under the bridge. For more than an hour, I had written this letter, but was scared of hitting the send button. But after a long talk, I had no choice but to hit the fucking button. I resigned from my high-paying banking job. Name it whatever you want. Well, as expected, the next day, I got a call from Human Resources asking me a series of questions about why I resigned and whether I would be interested to take up another appointment. And I simply told them, while smiling, that I just made a personal decision for good, hoping that it was actually for good. That was all. Guess what? For the first few weeks, everything was fine. But in less than 3 months, I was totally broke. I couldn't feed myself. Everything I had saved was gone. And this is because in a bid to try businesses so fast to kick up from the floor that I didn't know much about, I lost all my cash. So one day I began to think of getting a banking job again. That's where the story is going to be for. I got some senior colleagues in other banks notified. I got one or two invites for interviews. But there are two of these banks that I have never let go of the funny things that happened to me when I was going after them for a comeback. The banks were Skybank and Fidelity. Today, when I look back at what happened, I just burst into laughter. This is what happened to me, and I want you to listen again. The regional head of Skybank at the time had invited me for a chat at the Agimbia Street branch in Abuja. We talked, and afterward, he asked me to go and see the new branch they were building in Cairo site, close to my house, and that if I liked it, I should do a business assessment report and send it to him. This was obviously an easy pass for me. In less than a week, I finished the task and sent it to him. He was pleased and asked me to wait for the next interview. By this, I was billed to see the MD of the bank, and then we can commence work if I passed. The ultimate day I have been preparing and waiting for came like a thief in the night. It was time to meet with the MD, but something terrible happened to me. I've said this story these times without number. That morning, the secretary was busy calling my line, but I was deep asleep. As I had worked the previous night, I needed to take some nap. When I woke up later that evening, at about 6 p.m., I called the line and was told the MD had gone back to Lagos and they've concluded the recruitment for the branch. Jeez, very big disappointment. Now, I hurriedly called the regional head, but he didn't pick at first. When he finally did, he spoke to me so harshly, and I could actually see it from the tone of his voice. It was more like, why is this guy calling me after disappointing me? Well, he told me straight, young man, you messed up. I wanted you for that branch, but you messed me up. But I kept apologizing to him. At last, he finally asked me to see him again the week after. When we finally met again, he told me he would send me to Jos. And Jos was a place I had just resigned from my employers. I wouldn't like to go back to again. It was a nightmare for me. Right after the call, and for many months, I concluded there was a spiritual implication, or better called a witch hunt. The day I told him I had considered letting go of the just opportunity, he screamed and said, "So what do you want me to do now?" I told him anything in Abuja would do, sir. At this time I was ready to go though. "Okay, good," he said. "I will call you next week." That next week came. When I didn't hear from him, I had to put the call through to him. The next thing I heard as soon as he picked the call was, "Oh, good. You called at the right time. Now I'll send you a number." She's the head of the Abuja branches for Fidelity, and they're also coming up with a branch in that same location. So go and see her. I've done all I needed to do. And he said, "All the best." And I said, "Thank you so much. God bless you, sir." Now, the way I was even thanking him, you could see from the tone of my voice that this guy has really, really suffered and just needs a lift, even if it is for a second. As directed, I went to see the Fidelity Bank head. This was another whole spiritual drama for me again. This time, on getting there, I waited for many hours with no sign of seeing this woman because she was in an impromptu meeting with her MD, who, according to them, came to the Abuja region that day unannounced. Well, I had no choice but to leave when the security lady told me to come back the next day again. Now, I was billed to go back again, but I don't know. I just didn't know. I guess I had a motivation again to stick with my resignation mindset. Now, this is it. The number of people I saw on the days I went for interviews will break your heart. I'm talking about these two banks and the other ones I tried. I met with older colleagues, and you could see this thing in their faces saying, "This is my last hope, or else I will die unhappy." Adults with family responsibilities, men and women of great standards wanting a job and will do anything just to get that job. Listen here. I understand this terrain very well. I know the hassles that come with being unemployed. There are millions of people out of school for decades without a job to show for it. The truth is, there is actually so much unemployment in our country. There are so many people who will tell you how hard they have tried to find one. Just anyone for that matter, but nothing ever came their way. A good number have given up on financial responsibilities. They can no longer take care of those minor things they even used to take care of while in school. Because of this, So many have had to take up jobs in employment that can't equate their standards or even skills. In today's dynamic business environment, where multi-level marketing has become the order of the day, so many have joined the wagon. And you know what? By the time you see these guys hustling to make those sales, you'll be wondering why they still call us lazy youths. Now, for a lot, especially in the political terrain, you will see them hanging around political godfathers for promises made that never come to fruition. So many have become slaves for no reason. So many have lost their lives trying to take jobs that don't befit their status. Of course, you can't blame them because these are the only possibilities they see. Now, but what if? What if you decided to think differently, like I did a few years ago? What if you decided to sell your skills instead of selling your time? What if you decided to work for yourself instead of working for someone? What if you decided to partner with someone who has the capital instead of working for them? Now, don't be in a hurry to find the answers without hearing from me directly. This is it. When all doors looked like it was closed for me, I found out a secret. And that secret can be likened to what the mechanics do today. In case you need to know, I will explain it. Now, a typical mechanic has the skill to fix your car. He acquired that skill after paying a trainer. And after mastering the skills, he opens up a shop and gets his tools for work. Now, let's assume you are the one who owns that car and the car is giving you issues. The next person you will think of is the mechanic, isn't it? He looks at your car and tells you that you need to pay for the spare parts and his labor. A few hours, days, or months later, you're back in your car and smiling because he has delivered results. Now, this is it. Don't worry about the mechanic and the number of years he or she spends learning those skills. Your worries will be about you to acquire the skills you're about to learn from me. And once you have it, you can decide on which organization, business owner, politician, or someone with capital that you want to do business with. I've put together a book titled How to Start a Business Without Money, which is about 414 pages, 11 chapters to be precise. Now, all you actually need is just 4 chapters in that: research, create, package, and release. This book is designed to solve this problem just like the mechanic solves the car owner's problems. This book will hand in your hand the skills to market and sell any product, both online and offline. I'm talking about all the major methods of marketing any product today, from cold calls to direct contacts, as well as social media marketing like WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, marketing, and all of that, especially content creation. All the tools needed to get this done is in the book. For your information, you don't have to just buy this book and walk away. You will be admitted into our mastermind group where you will be able to have direct one-on-one coaching classes with me. You will also have to start as I watch you develop to becoming your own expert salesman with businesses in your hand and running well. Again, you will meet with people like you who will be able to share thoughts with you on how they are making progress. By the time you are done learning what we teach here, which should probably take at most 90 days if you're really fully committed, then you should start making your money from the comfort of your home. It doesn't take anything to move from unemployment to a status of personal and full employment, where you determine what you make monthly for yourself. Being able to take care of your own responsibilities and that of a few family members in hand. Now, you definitely need a good life. So God punished that devil that won't allow you to enjoy it while you're still alive. Let me just stop here until I see you on the inside. And let's crack those nuts together. All you need now is to go to the link below this video and hit the order button and place your order. We may, of course, increase the price anytime soon, but this is what is important. I just want about 15 members for a start. So don't waste that time. Get on board now and let me teach you exactly how I created my businesses from telecoms to health to real estate. It's simple, but you need a mentor to show you how it is done. Grab that copy now. I'll see you on the inside. Get this book now before it is too late. And also, don't forget, join the mastermind group for a one-on-one mentoring. Create a job for yourself and build your own life and income, independent of anyone directly involved in your life. You need to be in charge of your life, not anyone else. Be great, nothing else pays.